What's up, champs? It's Langston2live back with another reaction, and we got Patrick CC with an iCarly messy nightmare. All right, we got Jennette's nightmare, Miranda's legacy. Let's check it out.
On the set of the most popular live-action show in Nickelodeon history,
the first ever streamer,
Miranda Cosgrove
iCarly,
and Jennette McCurdy appeared to be great friends.
You know what's crazy? We give her
However,
that label.
Jennette was suffering, and nobody knew about it. Jennette was forced into acting by an abusive mother who did things you would not wish on your worst enemy.
This, and mind you guys, this is Nickelodeon, not Disney. I'm gonna let you know right now. Hey, Disney got the bad rap. But we about to hear about a scary nightmare story from Spooky Ookie Nickelodeon.
But she couldn't escape because on set she was being manipulated by a powerful Nickelodeon showrunner.
Stop laughing at the director.
Wait, I thought he was on Disney.
Respect. No smile.
He was on Nickelodeon too?
All right. Take $100 off her check.
Miranda, on the other hand, was raised in a loving home with parents who worked hard to keep her emotionally secure. Without realizing it, Miranda became a part of a story far more tragic than she could have imagined, and the choices she made would change Jennette's life forever. This is the dark side of iCarly, how one young girl thrived while the other barely survived. Jennette's life started out as nothing short of hell on earth. Born in Southern California to a poor Mormon family, Jennette grew up witnessing her mom, Deborah McCurdy, battle stage 4 breast cancer. After learning about her diagnosis, Deborah became a hoarder, attaching meaning and significance to even the tiniest objects. Their home quickly became
Oh my gosh, this gives me PTSD. This makes me freaking itch and all types of crazy words that I don't even have the thought process to like think of at the moment. Like, just imagine you living in something like this. Just imagine every time you go to the freaking bathroom, you hear a mouse running through the newspaper. Oh, this is disgusting. Bro, we gotta watch my what is it called? My 500-pound life or whatnot. All of their houses look like this. This is by far the worst state you can be mentally. I feel like there has to be someone that like comes into the home and calls the cops on you for this, and you must evacuate immediately. Like, all privileges of owning anything should be taken away from you if your house looks like this.
suffocated by overwhelming piles of random stuff. It got so bad that Jennette and her brothers could no longer sleep in their own bedrooms and had to resort to gymnastic mats laid on the floor in the living room. It really did not feel like a home. It felt like a place of chaos and of turmoil and turbulence. Jennette's mother always dreamed of being an actor, so she projected her own unattainable aspirations onto her daughter. And despite her daughter being a shy and uncomfortable performer, she was clearly a promising young talent, making guest appearances on Mad TV, CSI, Malcolm in the Middle, and Law & Order. Deborah's need for control went beyond strict parenting and managing her daughter's acting career. It was an all-consuming obsession that dictated every facet of Jennette's existence. She would shower Jennette for her until she was 11, oftentimes putting Jennette and her 16-year-old brother in the shower together. She shaved her legs for her and performed routine breast and vaginal exams on Jennette to check her for cancer. Her mom even taught her how to restrict her calories in an attempt to delay puberty and appear younger to land more jobs, essentially encouraging Jennette to become anorexic.
So I asked if there was a way that I could stop the boobies from coming in, and she told me, well, there's a thing called calorie restriction. Wow. And it became our sort of secret and our code, and something that, as disturbing as it is, really bonded us. Right. It was our thing. Yep. No one else got this thing. We got this thing. I can look at you from across the room and know you got me and I got you. And we were just in the disease, in the sickness. But there was a connection that the sickness created that I, of course...
No way that both... What the fuck, bro? Will Smith, Jada, you done made your daughter go freaking bald too? Oh, y'all the Baldy twins. Oh my gosh, no way that rubbed off on your child.
Just couldn't see at the time.
Her favorite foods soon became sugar-free popsicles, applesauce, and unsweetened iced tea. And
just imagine being a kid and eating a sugar-free popsicle. Just imagine being a kid and getting unsweet tea. What the fuck?
Consisted of iceberg lettuce with dressing spray and ripped up pieces of low-calorie bologna. This also made
Wait. Just imagine being a kid and eating a sugar-free popsicle. Just imagine being a kid and getting unsweet tea. What the fuck?
for...
Wait. That says, and her dinners often consist of iceberg lettuce with dressing spray. I've never heard of dressing spray. Has anybody in chat ever put own dressing spray?
Applesauce, and unsweetened iced tea, and her dinners often consisted of iceberg lettuce with dressing spray and ripped up pieces of low-calorie bologna. This also made for a confusing dynamic, as Jennette's character on iCarly was obsessed with food, constantly indulging in binge eating, which to her almost felt like a mockery of her real life. But again, nobody knew what Jennette's mother was doing to her. Not only was she
I want to say, Pat, congratulations on getting engaged, man. Pat, I mean, if you do see this reaction, bro, congratulations. I seen it. I seen the announcement on social media. So, Pat, bro. Congratulations, man.
Malnourished child, but she also dealt with the same stresses of adult actors on set.
It's a good question. I remember I would cry on several occasions when it just felt like it really got to be too much, and I'd tell my mom, I don't want to do this anymore, but she would either say like, Net, you don't mean that, or she'd say, well, we need this. So there were kind of two different arguments that she would hit me back with, and then I'd feel guilty.
No, that's not random. That's the person that made this video.
Which is why when she landed the role of Sam Puckett on iCarly at age 14, she thought it would be a breakthrough moment. Everything's going to be better. Mom will finally be happy. Her dream has come true. Unfortunately, iCarly was not going to be the saving grace that Jennette had hoped for. But the one bright spot was the close friendship she formed with her co-star, Miranda Cosgrove. Unlike Jennette, Miranda's parents never intended to force their child into the entertainment industry. An agent discovered Cosgrove at a Los Angeles food festival with her parents. Her mother, Chris, inspected the business card but remained hesitant to put her child in front of the camera. So they started off slow, first getting her appearances in Burger King commercials and then occasionally auditioning for theater and television roles. However, Miranda's life drastically changed after securing her
I really believe if I would have landed that Oscar Mayer Wiener commercial, I'd be an actor my damn self. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I would have freaking got that freaking role, I was on the commercial. It just never aired.
Film debut in the comedy
that was
School
my breakthrough
of Rock.
that I could have had.
The film stars Jack Black as Dewey Finn, a down-on-his-luck musician who poses as a substitute teacher at a prestigious prep school. He then discovers his students are musically talented and secretly turns them into a rock band to compete in the Battle of the Bands. Cosgrove plays the role of Summer Hathaway, the hilariously uptight and naive band manager.
Jennette, you want me to be a groupie?
Well, groupie's an important job.
I research groupies on the internet. They're sluts. They sleep with the
School of Rock.
School of Rock was unanimously loved
really
by
good movie.
fans and critics, grossing over $131 million at the worldwide box
all
office.
about that movie.
Miranda performed the role of a bossy yet charmingly smug child so well that it made her the obvious choice for the role of Megan Parker in the
Big energy in chat. Tori with the fucking sub. Turn me up, champ. Let's go. Big W's in chat for Tori. Thank you for that subscription. Let's get it.
the legendary Nickelodeon teen sitcom Drake and Josh. But Miranda didn't even understand how massive this opportunity was.
You know what's crazy?
When I really understood I was acting, since I did it from the time I was so little, I never thought of it as a job, and I didn't realize that everybody didn't do it. Miranda was so innocent, not even knowing she was working, compared to Jennette, who became painfully aware of her reality as her mother taught her how to starve herself to secure more acting roles to pay the bills. It's shocking to learn of Miranda's innocence, considering her character on Drake and Josh was borderline evil. Drake and Josh aired on Nickelodeon from 2004 to 2000.
This is a slept-on show. If y'all didn't watch Drake and Josh faithfully, you really had a horrible childhood. Like, Drake and Josh was that shit.
And follows two teenage boys who become stepbrothers after their parents get married. The two boys could not be more opposite. However, they would bond in fear of their cunning and mischievous little sister, Megan. Megan takes great pleasure in tormenting her older brothers.
What makes you think that I would have the baby?
Because you're a devious, twisted little girl.
Why, thank you, Drake.
While she appears sweet and innocent to adults, she is secretly always plotting elaborate schemes to outsmart Drake and Josh.
No way. You just hustled me.
No, I didn't. I just pretended to be bad so that you'd bet me, and then I stopped being bad and I took your money.
That's hustling.
There's a word for it? Cool.
Miranda's devious charm helped solidify Drake and Josh as the most beloved and influential live-action sitcom
Who's
on Nickelodeon
your
at
favorite
the time,
character on that
drawing
show?
in millions of viewers per episode, peaking at 5.8 million viewers for its highest-rated special. Miranda's parents were wary of the impact that fame could have on their daughter, so they did everything they could to maintain a normal lifestyle, such as choosing to still live in the house where Miranda was born, and her father continuing to work every day at his dry cleaning business. Her parents also tried to keep Miranda in public school.
In elementary school, I just remember thinking, wow, I'm popular. All of a sudden, I don't think I was thinking about it too much. And I remember the kid that I had a crush on who didn't know I existed all of a sudden talked to me. Like, it was, I think I just thought things were coming up roses.
However, by the time she reached 6th grade, her acting schedule clashed with her education, and Miranda needed to make a huge decision. It took a lot for my mom to give in. I remember her asking, "Are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to stay in acting?"
That's
and
a
also
W, Mom,
noticed that 10 and 11-year-old Miranda Cosgrove actually had a choice, something that most other child actors don't have. She ultimately chose to pursue acting and leave a normal life behind. Miranda immediately transitioned to private schooling on set with Drake and Josh.
I remember when I was doing schooling, at first you guys were with me, and then within 6 months, you both were no longer. I don't remember if it was because you graduated or if it was because...
No. God,
I kept saying to my mom, where did Drake and Josh go?
Kevin, the teacher, you remember Kevin?
Oh, Kevin Mall, I remember him, yes.
Kevin Mall.
He used to make me raise my hand. I was the only one when you guys left in the classroom.
They made you raise your hand and you were the only one in the classroom?
Yes, he said he was preparing me if I ever had to go back to regular school.
Most child actors in Miranda's position, like Jennette, feel extremely isolated, missing out on normal childhood experiences while they spend long hours on set under the intense pressure to perform. Their social circles are typically limited to co-stars, adults, and industry professionals, which never gives them a break from essentially this made-up fantasy world they live in. But Miranda's parents made key decisions that set her on a much different path than Jennette. The California Labor Code, Section 1308.5, requires that a parent or legal guardian be present at all times when a minor is working in the entertainment industry. Since Miranda's mom was always hovering around her on set,
who was the video we watched earlier this year about this, and it had to do with Drake and Josh. It was Josh. It was basically they were kind of going over the same situation where the parent wasn't there while he was on set majority of the time.
Check. In one instance, Miranda unintentionally ignored someone leaving her dressing room, and her mother made sure she acknowledged their presence and said goodbye. "Miranda," Chris said sharply, "someone said goodbye to you." Cosgrove stopped short and turned around. "Oh, I'm so sorry," she said earnestly. "Goodbye. It was nice to meet you." It may seem small, but enforcing normal social rules and instilling discipline into a child who could have easily turned into a diva is likely what helped Miranda become so normal.
Yeah, I actually do cuss a little.
Do you?
Also, yeah.
What's your favorite curse word?
Probably
Drake and Josh ended when Miranda was just 14 years old. With plenty of years ahead of her and obvious star power as a child actor, Nickelodeon had no choice but to build a new show around Miranda. That show would bring together two young girls who were living drastically different lives behind the scenes. Dan Schneider, who was the head producer...
Sicko, rot.
Writer, and creator at Nickelodeon, originally planned to create a show where Miranda plays a normal girl who gets cast to star in her favorite TV show called Starstruck. However, he would ultimately scrap the idea and begin the development for iCarly, a show about a group of teenagers running their own online web show, long before YouTubers and social media influencers became household names.
We're gonna make spaghetti tacos! A dish invented by my brother Spencer, whose real name is Letitia McPeanuts.
iCarly was way ahead of its time because it predicted the rise of online entertainment and showed how young people could build an audience outside of traditional media platforms. iCarly
we should actually go back through iCarly and look up we should actually go through I don't know, they'll probably have it something on there the biggest challenges or segments or something like that through iCarly and see what kind of different challenges and stuff they did, and we can redo them on stream and stuff like that.
A real website where they asked fans to submit content and participate in challenges. The show's humor, quirky characters, and fast-paced storytelling feels like you are watching a kids-oriented YouTube channel or a Twitch show, except with an unreasonable amount of foot jokes.
And this week we found the biggest weirdo yet. There he is, peeling a banana while he waits for the bus. Now, you think he's gonna eat the banana, right? Well, think again! Yep, there he goes. Doing the peel. What a freak. And that's why—
Yo, what's good, Darv? Hey, let me finish this reaction real quick, bro. Shoot, like 15 minutes. All right, for sure.
Why the new champion of Who's That Weirdo in My Neighborhood is Crazy Fruit Dude!
Miranda portrayed a character that was similar to her real-life personality. Sweet, wholesome, and silly. Jennette's character, Sam, almost hit a little too close to home. Sam Puckett was known for her tough, no-nonsense attitude, sarcastic humor, and rebellious spirit.
I got kicked out of the cafeteria for slapping Gibby with a piece of pizza.
Why did you slap Gibby with a piece of pizza?
I found it on the floor. I wasn't gonna eat it.
However, the writers included a darker side to Sam, making her one of the most complex characters on the show. She can definitely be seen as problematic and borderline toxic at times, frequently resorting to physical violence, which could make her seem like a straight-up bully.
I don't see a car. All I hear is a lot of prattle, and
She can also be manipulative, pressuring Carly into decisions that could get her friend in trouble. But looking beneath that layer, you can also see Sam as a victim of self-destructive behavior, especially considering her on-screen relationship with her mom, which again, I should remind you that nobody knew her struggles with her real mother. Her iCarly mom, Pam, was irresponsible and often absent. Sam was constantly locked out of her house, finding her own food, and was clearly lacking guidance, which may have forced Sam to develop a tough exterior.
Mom?
I know who I am.
I love you. Mother.
What, you think I don't love you?
You never say it.
Well, it's not easy to say I love you.
It's either this made her role easy,
scummy. I don't think you're scummy.
or it definitely triggered
All
her
the time.
a lot.
Really? Yeah, really.
iCarly is considered by many to be the greatest Nickelodeon live-action show in history, and the numbers would agree. The series averaged over 6 million viewers at its peak, and the most watched episode, I Saved Your Life, aired to 11.2 million viewers, which is the second most viewed telecast in
Rugrats! Ooh. iCarly. Rugrats. Very Odd. Bro, Very Odd Parents won our battle of cartoons. If anybody remembers, if y'all haven't checked out that video, it's on the YouTube channel. It was Very Odd Parents versus SpongeBob. Very Odd Parents ended up winning.
History. You would think Miranda and Jennette were on top of the world, but a decade later, we would find out the horrors going on behind the scenes. In Jennette's memoir that was released
too grown
in
to be in somebody's arms like
2022,
that.
she describes the grim experience working with the creator, which many have interpreted to be Dan Schneider. McCurdy wrote that the creator was mean-spirited, controlling, and terrifying, firing children over basic mistakes and making grown men and women cry with his insults and degradation. You can see a glimpse of this alleged behavior as Dan often walked around the set with his own personal camera, filming behind-the-scenes content to share on his personal blog, danwarp.com.
Stop laughing at the director. Show some respect.
Man, he gonna have to pay extra. He put my behind-the-scenes footage on his own blog to get paid on.
Although it seems like he is just joking, knowing what Jennette was feeling inside drastically changes the perspective of a clip like this.
I wonder if he was
Jennette
paying
also
them a little
made
bit more
major
for that.
accusations that
Doubt
Schneider
it.
supplied minors with alcohol, quoting him as saying, "The Victorious kids get drunk together all the time. The iCarly kids are so wholesome. We need to give you guys a little edge." This allegation may have been corroborated by the actor who portrayed Beck on Victorious, who posted a TikTok that
I never
read,
watched
"When
Victorious.
you don't remember the plotline to a single Victorious episode, but you remember going out partying every night." Jennette even claimed that
I don't
Dan
remember
would
the show at
provide
all.
unsolicited shoulder massages or demand others to give him massages, to which Dan admitted to.
Let's talk about the massages.
Okay.
Watching the content yesterday, it was disturbing.
It was wrong.
It was wrong that I ever put anybody in that position. It was a wrong thing to do. I'd never do it today.
Bro, he looked
that I
like
did it then.
a vampire, like
anybody that I
he
ever
just don't
put in
even
that
look
situation.
normal.
And even additionally, I apologize to the people who were walking around Video Village or wherever they happened, because there were lots of
bro, I ain't gonna lie,
who
certain
witnessed it
things
who
in
also
life,
may have
bro.
felt uncomfortable. So
Apologies
I owe
are
them
not-
an apology as well.
Looking back on some of
Apologies
the
are not
behind-the-scenes
enough.
content with new context, many perceive Dan to be too handsy and touchy. Look at how Miranda steps away from Dan and he proceeds to make his way around her back and hugs her from behind as she seemingly freezes up. However,
heck
still
no.
to this day, Miranda has never spoken out against Dan Schneider, so we don't know if she truly had any traumatic experiences working under him. However, we do know that iCarly was the foundation of Miranda and Jennette's friendship, even though Jennette's mother tried everything she could to prevent it. Jennette writes, "On set, Miranda said cuss words like shit and ass, and she took the Lord's name in vain at least 50 times a day. Mom warned me not to get too close to Miranda because she doesn't believe in God." Jennette explained how her mother skewed her view of female friendships since she would cast them in a negative light.
My mom was always saying, men will never really know you and they'll hurt you, but women will know
That
you
makes a lot of
deeply,
sense.
and then they'll hurt you. You tell me which is worse.
As a result, Jennette was cautious around other girls, but by now she was a teenager, and even her mother's manipulative tactics couldn't prevent her from getting close with Miranda. Miranda and I spent hours talking every day. Even though in person Miranda seemed shy and quiet, she had a distinct and hilarious personality through her written words. So many of the things she said made me laugh. Her way of observing things, people, habits, human nature. I loved her, and I was so excited we were becoming friends.
Man,
Jennette kept the
I
dark
really hate
reality
that
of her
parents can
home
really
life a secret.
manipulate
She hid it
friendships
from
like that,
Miranda
especially at a
and
young
from everyone.
age.
So the fact that her and Miranda truly became friends eliminated the idea that it could have been out of
Because
pity.
Miranda
It was
could have
genuine.
definitely saved
My
her
best
from a lot
friend
of
is
stuff,
Jennette
maybe.
McCurdy, who was on iCarly with me, and we live really close to each other, and we have sleepovers all the time, and like I literally see her like every other day.
If she would have picked up on some of those social
It did provide me a lot of
cues.
comfort in those really challenging years. My relationship with Miranda was hugely healing to my concept of women.
Jennette's time spent with Miranda provided some much-needed relief from her chaotic personal life. Sadly, it was only temporary, as their journeys were about to go in very different directions after the end of iCarly.
The atmosphere
How many
literally
years
couldn't
and
be better.
seasons?
It's like one huge family. We all get along great. I can't think of any group of people that I'd rather get to see every day. And even though I'll see them all the time,
Someone look
knowing
up
that I
and see
won't
how many
everybody
seasons
every day
iCarly
anymore is
was going
awful.
on for.
At the height of her fame, Miranda earned $180,000 per episode of iCarly, and she was
Ooh, 180 racks per episode?
going to
I ain't
use
gonna lie
that
to
money
you. We
to
gonna have to
fund
get
her
some
next
kids.
venture. Jennette, on the other
My
hand,
kids might have to
doesn't know
act.
what
I ain't
happened to
gonna
the
lie.
money.
Did you
I'ma
get
just
to
be on set
keep
with 'em.
this money, or did all the, I'm curious about like the dynamic of how that worked.
Well, there's a thing called the Coogan account that actually takes, or is supposed to take 15% of your money off the top and kind of put it into the child's account so that they can have at least 15% of their money by the time they're 18, and the rest of the money is kind of up for grabs. Got these papers that were saying that like the Coogan account information was never properly filed. I got that in my 20s, so that was kind of a little bit of a shock because I really have no idea kind of what was happening, and you know my mom was in control of everything. So
Wow.
I don't think I ever saw the Coogan account money.
Additionally, Miranda
That's
released
some bull-
chart-topping
man.
music, performed concerts nationwide,
5
and received several
seasons?
major brand deals. Cosgrove got to reap all of the benefits of being a child star,
parents were
seemingly
definitely
without
raking
being
in some
exposed
bread.
to the horrors that come with it. And that's largely due to her parents refusing to fall victim to the complexities of raising a famous kid. After iCarly ended its 6th season, Miranda decided not to
6
pursue a
seasons.
full-time Hollywood career. Instead of securing more mature roles and trying to prove herself in the industry, she decided to use her acting money to pay for college.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna still be living with my parents for a while because I want to go to USC really bad. So,
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and it's not far from where I live.
Okay.
Bro,
And why
one
do you wanna go to
episode would have
college?
paid
You're
for your
already
college
very wealthy,
tuition.
And I see no reason to get an education. It's just
Facts.
how I look at it.
My dad went to USC, so he wants me to go there really bad.
Mhm. Did your dad have a hit show on Nickelodeon when he was a kid?
No.
No?
Um,
No.
Facts.
he's not drinking.
And what do you want to study when you go there?
I'm not sure. I was thinking film. That's what I'm really
all
interested
right.
in.
Okay, well, it all fits in the whole
Yeah,
deal.
they have a good film department, too.
Miranda did end up attending the University of Southern California, where she switched majors several times before landing on psychology. She even admitted that her fame helped her make new friends on campus, but her fame also made her a target, as she had multiple stalkers who got dangerously close to her. A crazy fan named Joshua Stockton allegedly started tracking Cosgrove's every move using clues from social
Malibu's
media
most
posts.
wanted. Ain't no
According
way.
to TMZ, he reportedly went to her campus at USC to see her. He also sent Miranda gifts and later got upset because the packages returned unopened. He also tweeted a photo of his bandaged wrist with the caption, "Frankly, I'm tired of love, and my heart is ready to give out. Maybe I'll finish the job I started." She was granted a restraining order against the crazy fan, but then 1 year later, he violated it as he followed her on a trip to Disneyland.
Oh
Joshua
my
Stockton
gosh.
was given 3 years probation and will be required to complete a 1-year treatment program, including extensive psychiatric counseling. As if this wasn't scary enough, Miranda had a close call with another stalker who nearly took her life.
We saw some movie, and then afterwards it was raining, and it never hardly ever rains in LA. So I was kind of like, I don't want to go back to my place, even though my place is pretty close to Arclight. Anyway, I went to my parents' house, and then I got a call at 3 in the morning that somebody had died at my house. And it was the weirdest thing ever because they had caution tape up, and it was right in my front yard. And basically, I guess a guy came, and he was burying things in my backyard for 3 days. He buried a lunchbox with a milk chocolate inside of it in my backyard. And then he buried knives and a rope and a bunch of random stuff. I found out later that all that stuff was there, and that he had been pacing in my backyard with a gun. He also looked crazy, he was wearing this long trench coat. But yeah, he was just pacing in my backyard, I guess. And because I have security cameras, so later when we looked, we figured out he was back there for 6 hours or something, waiting. And then somebody drove up that had a similar car, that kind of looked like my car, and I guess he got confused and he thought that maybe it was me driving up. It's just bad luck. And he shot at this person 6 times. And
No
he missed
way.
Because she was in a car. She drove away. And then he set himself on fire and he shot himself simultaneously. And then later, so I got a call at 3 or 4 in the morning. This happened probably at 1 in the morning. I got a call at 3 or 4 in the morning saying where are you? Can you come to your house? Because someone themselves there. And they were trying to just put it all together. And they still haven't really put it all together, why it happened or what the person was doing. And then it was crazy too. They found his car a few blocks away, and there was blood and hair in the trunk. And they were oh, he's probably a serial killer. But
oh
they never
my
figured out
gosh.
exactly,
and she's just laughing about it. This
Although
is
this
just
experience would probably
That's-
lead to
that's a
lifelong
traumatic ass
trauma from
story. Wait a
others,
second.
Miranda
She-
was more upset that
she
he
told
prevented
that story
her
a
from
little,
meeting new friends.
But
too
so
calming.
a couple days before the incident with the guy that came to my house, I had never met the guy before, but he came to my house, and this was years ago too, and tried to kill me. So 2 days before that happened, I had the study group at my house, and the whole time I was inside trying to get these girls to think I was cool and like me and want me to be in the group, this guy was actually in my backyard with a gun, pacing back and forth in my backyard the entire time.
Oh my God.
And
All the girls were there?
Yes, with
the
me
hee
and all
hee
the
ha ha
girls
laughing.
and me
It's kinda-
bringing
it's-
food in. And
I don't
trying-
I don't know if she really actually
Because
like
later, when
understands
everything
like how
happened and the
serious
police
that
came,
is.
they checked
I know like it might not be serious just because based off it didn't happen. And you know, like the guy's not alive, but like, bro, to really just think I didn't get kidnapped, but I still think about like the possibilities of like the lady actually like running off with me. You feel me? Like
security
I don't know.
footage.
I don't think she's.
And so 2 days before,
She
he had
might.
already
She
been
might
there.
think about it a little bit later on in
First
life.
trying to
She's still coming
have
on, I guess.
friends, there was a man with a gun in your backyard.
And then the police had to call all of the girls because for a split second they didn't.
And
they
I
didn't
guess like when I speak about it on, like when I speak about it like with y'all and stuff like that, I guess I don't come off like traumatized about it either. So, and she's on a podcast, so she's trying to say it in a lighting way, I guess, a little bit. But yeah,
know
that's
who he was.
still kind of
so they were trying to figure out his
kind of crazy
identity.
for her
so
to be able to tell
they
the
called all
story
the girls
multiple
thinking
times.
maybe it was one of their ex-boyfriends or somehow related to them. And
You're like,
all
please
of
don't call my friends. Please don't call my friends.
I was like, please just leave them out of this. They don't have to know. They don't have to be.
I know at the time though, she was probably
how do you
crying,
think they're like, we went to our
traumatized
house
for sure.
once and we almost died.
With the exception of the stalkers,
way she's
Cosgrove
talking
regained a
about
sense
it
of
in the
normalcy in
storyline
the
and
real
how that went
world,
down.
while McCurdy stayed trapped inside the Nickelodeon hellscape.
Hey, Dan Schneider. I know you're watching my Vine. Do you like my Vine? Fine. Look what you've done to me.
In August of 2012, Schneider took a fan favorite from iCarly, Sam Puckett, and a fan favorite from Victorious, Cat Valentine, and created a teen sitcom titled Sam and Cat. The pilot debuted on Nickelodeon to 4.2 million viewers and was surprisingly popular, but it only lasted one season and was canceled following controversy behind the scenes.
Don't remember that shit either.
You see, Jennette says that Schneider originally promised a show centered around her Sam Puckett character. So are you excited to have your own show? The creator asks. Sure, that's it? No, of course I'm excited. I'm so excited. Good. Because I could give a new show to anyone, you know? But I didn't choose anyone. I chose you. But Dan's promises were empty, as the solo show turned into a sort of buddy comedy alongside Ariana Grande. Jennette and Ariana just barely tolerated each other, mostly because of Schneider's manipulative tactics and the obvious favoritism towards Ariana.
My co-star Ariana Grande is a burgeoning pop star who misses work regularly to go sing at award shows, record new songs, and do press for her upcoming album.
I did not know
stay back
Ariana
and
Grande
angrily hold
was
down the fort.
that young.
I understand
going
on the
through all
surface level why she has to miss work. But at the
I
same
didn't know she was
time,
making
I don't
music that
understand why
young.
she's allowed to. I booked 2 features during iCarly that I had to turn down because the iCarly team wouldn't write me out of episodes to go shoot them. Then this week happened. The week where I was told Ariana would not be here at all, and that they would write around her absence this episode by having her character be locked in a box. Are you kidding me? So I have to turn down movies while Ariana's off whistle-toning at the Billboard Music Awards? Fuck this. Ariana misses work in pursuit of her music career, while I act with a box. If I wasn't such a good sport, I wouldn't be in this predicament in the first place. I wouldn't be on this shitty show saying these shitty lines on this shitty set with this shitty hairstyle.
Damn.
I'm pissed about it.
Yeah, she
And I'm pissed
didn't.
at
She
her.
didn't like this show at all.
Jealous of her.
It's easy to see how
She
Jennette
ain't
built
like
up
Snyder
resentment
either.
towards her co-star. Every time something exciting happens to her, I feel like she robbed me of having that experience myself. As if Jennette's internal struggle wasn't hard enough, her mother Deborah passed away losing her battle with breast cancer. Near the end of her life, Deborah wrote Jennette a shocking email containing things that no mother should ever say to her child.
No
Dear
way.
Nat, I am so disappointed in you. You used to be my perfect little angel, but now you are nothing more than a little, all caps, floozy, all used up. And to think, you wasted it on that hideous ogre of a man. I saw the pictures on a website called TMZ. I saw you rubbing his disgusting hairy stomach. I knew you were lying about Colton. I had told her I was with a friend, Colton. Add that to the list of things you are. Liar, conniving, evil. You look pudgier too. It's clear you're eating your guilt. Thinking of you with his ding-dong inside of you makes me sick. Sick. I raised you better than this. What happened to my good little girl? Where did she go? And who is this monster that has replaced her? You're an ugly monster now. I told your brothers about you, and they all said they disown you just like I do. We want nothing to do with you. Love, Mom. Or should I say Deb, since I am no longer your mother. P.S. Send money for a new fridge. Ours broke.
Losing a parent is already hard, but what about losing
foul
an
part
abusive
is
parent?
like everything about that was foul. Everything about that was foul. The fact that she was able to say her refrigerator is broke is mind-boggling. Like at the most disrespect ever. Like that. That's sick that people like that live in this world. Have people like that have kids
that wholeheartedly admitted they want nothing to do with you. As you can imagine,
there's
this
no
sent
way I
Jennette's
can
life into
possibly
a dark
think about
place. To
having a
compound the
child
stress,
and then say
McCurdy was the
that's kinda
victim of an
stuff to them.
invasion of privacy when explicit selfies of her surfaced on the internet, which ultimately led to Nickelodeon canceling Sam and Cat, claiming both actresses desired to move
disgusting,
on to
bro.
other projects. Following her mother's passing, Jennette began to struggle with an eating disorder as well as an addiction to alcohol.
As the show was airing, her mother died of cancer. Jennette says her life was spinning out of control, anorexia morphing into bulimia and alcohol abuse.
I was never aiming for bulimia. I was attempting to have anorexia, but I couldn't keep it up without my mom. So then that would lead to, I'd starve myself for so long, and then I'd binge, and then I'd purge because I hated the feeling of fullness. hated it.
But Jennette remained strong.
That's crazy,
She was not
'cause
going
I
to let
love
her
eating
trauma
a good-
destroy the rest of her life.
a
She
good
first
meal,
sought
I ain't gonna
professional
lie
help
to
for
you.
her eating disorder.
I don't understand that.
Started with an eating disorder specialist, so it was very clinical, and we didn't get into trauma or childhood stuff. We didn't get into any of that, and I think I needed that at the time because I think I needed to get that addiction under control before being able to go anywhere near like excavating the stuff from the past. I think
Like,
that
what does
would've
she
fueled
do when
the
a
addiction if
man
I were
takes her
working
on a
that in
date?
tandem
Like,
with
what does she do? Like,
the
just
addiction.
drink water?
Jennette
and
knew
just sit
that
there and look
addressing
at the
and
guy?
treating the critical aspect of her health was going to be hard enough. So once that treatment helped her regain her strength, then it was time to dive into the complexities of her childhood.
First therapist Laura started asking questions about my mom. Immediately I went into, well, she did this, but it's because she's such a good mom. It's because she wanted me to be successful. It's because she wanted me to have a better life. Like, I didn't even realize that I was at the time, but in retrospect I see, I was disclaiming every single thing that my mom did instead of just stating the reality or how I felt about it. I was more concerned with how to keep my mom looking good than I was with expressing my true emotional reality.
Jennette's journey to restoring her health and well-being was not something that a few therapy sessions would fix, and even after she has spent years working at it, it never truly goes away. Jennette decided to retire from acting in 2016. However, she did write and direct a few short films that are very much inspired by her childhood, but nobody truly knew the severity of her deep emotional hardships until she released her 2022 memoir, I'm Glad My Mom Died. The shot
And after a note like that, I'm not even surprised.
shocking title doesn't necessarily mean Jennette is celebrating her mother's death, but it does reflect her complicated emotions, grief, relief, and the pain of losing someone who also caused her harm. Her mom's passing meant the end of her control and abuse, finally giving Jennette a chance to heal. The reality is, mourning an abusive parent isn't always simple. Sometimes sadness and relief exist at the same time, and millions of people around the world supported Jennette's vulnerability. Putting something this deep and complicated out to the world is not easy. Her memoir sold over 200,000 copies across all formats in its first week, and as of today, she has sold over 2 million copies.
Ooh, good for her.
Number one, baby.
Awkward.
I'm scared. I don't like blood noises.
Awkward. Come on. Come on, you got it. You got it. Awkward. Okay, come on. Come on. This is the one.
I'm scared. Okay.
Damn. Okay, come on. Come on. This is the one. This is the one. Do it. Go.
This is
Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. There you go. Good job. Good job. Congratulations. Yay.
Around the same time, Paramount Plus also announced the plan to make a reboot of iCarly, but many were disappointed to learn that Jennette would not be reprising her role as Sam Puckett.
I just want to make things again.
You don't need a partner to do that.
Did anybody watch the reboot?
Yeah, I don't
for
need
sure did
a
it.
partner. I need Sam. But she's off following her bliss with that biker gang.
The Obliterators. Hope she's okay.
It's Sam. I hope they're okay.
When Jennette said she was done with acting definitively, and the baggage that came with it, she meant it, but her castmates respected her decision.
And we all really wanted Jennette to be a part of the show in real life, but she's just doing other things, and we're really happy for her. But yeah, we're definitely going to touch on that in the show.
Is the elevator door still open that if Jennette wanted to come back as Sam for an episode, could that happen?
Anytime.
I mean, that elevator door is always open. It never closed. But again, we want to be respectful of her and the decisions that we made. So obviously,
she's
no
been
pressure,
through a lot.
of course, but whatever she wants to do. We love her. That's all she needs to know.
Not only did Jennette not return to the show that made fans around the world love her, she said she wouldn't even watch it because of the demons it might bring back.
Damn.
And although it's heartbreaking that the thing that fans around the world fell in love with her for is the exact same thing that caused her so much pain and suffering, it is comforting to know that she does still cherish one part about her time as a child actor, and that is her friendship that she made with Miranda Cosgrove.
Oh my God, I love Miranda to pieces. I always
That's
will. She has
good.
such a special place in my heart. She helped me grow as a person and heal as a person, and I hope I did the same for her, and I just love her so much.
W video Pat, that was actually a really good one. Hopefully she's doing really good. Hopefully she comes out and speaks about maybe more in-depth experience of being on the set and her career. She probably doesn't need to speak on her mother too much because she's came out with the documentary or movie or book or whatever that was. But man, you know, I have a soft heart to people that has been through trauma and like experiences like this, especially not being able to articulate what's going on in their life at this age. You know, like child actors are very vulnerable and definitely can be manipulated, especially around the wrong people and parents that want to take advantage of the opportunity that their child has provided for them. And hope those type of people go to hell. I feel like you definitely need to reevaluate the life and the way you view your motives and how you actually handle situations. And like at the end of the day, bro, is it worth it? Is money really worth it, bro? It don't matter. Is money worth you losing your family? Is money worth you betraying your family? Is money worth losing loved ones in your life? And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm gonna have to say no on that. You let me know what you think about the video in the comments. Make sure you like and comment. All right, subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, share it to a friend. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.